All right, it's time to start talking about a very important subject that will help you immensely on your journey: credit. This is going to be the first video in our credit how-to series. We will discuss what credit is and why it is so important for you now as well as in the future. When you hear the word credit, most people automatically think of credit cards. Some people out there will choose not to have a credit card because they don't want the temptation of maxing it out and possibly going into debt. I understand and sympathize with that. It can be incredibly easy to do if you aren't careful. Getting into debt with credit cards is something we are very familiar with. And after having that happen, the word credit can oftentimes leave a bad taste in your mouth. But credit is way more than just a piece of plastic. It's a way to get the things you need in life and help you on your journey. You need credit to better your financial future and ensure that you have options. Credit is the name for borrowed money. But it's also your reputation of how you handle the borrowed money. Another way to look at it is the bank's trust in you to repay a loan. The two things that make up your credit is your credit report and your credit score. Your credit report is a detailed history of your credit information. A whole bunch of information is contained within this report, like personal identifying information such as your address, place of employment, how many times you've applied for credit, and current credit information such as balances, bankruptcies, and delinquent payments if there are any. Your credit score is a 3-digit number that is based off the information that's found in your credit report. The information that is found in your credit report is turned into a score using a mathematical formula known as your FICO score. It can range from 300 to 850. And of course, the higher the score, the better. There are 3 main credit bureaus that creditors, such as credit card companies and banks, report to: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. The interesting thing about these credit bureaus is sometimes they don't always reflect the same information. And this is due to the way that the banks and credit card companies report your credit information too. While most of the major credit card companies will report to all 3 credit bureaus, some smaller financial institutions such as banks or credit unions may only report to 1 or 2. Honestly, even though your credit score may differ between these 3 companies, it really shouldn't differ that much. And it shouldn't make a difference whether or not you get your loan. Credit is part of your financial power. It helps you to get the things you need now, like a car loan, a mortgage, or a personal loan on a promise to repay later. The banks look at your score to determine how responsible you are with your finances. If your credit is low, they may determine you too much of a risk and deny you the loan. Or they may give you the loan, but with an outrageous interest rate that may be too hard for you to handle. The better credit reputation you have, the better chances of you getting a loan with a good interest rate when you need it. Unfortunately, for the majority of us, loans are a necessary part of life. Even if you are fortunate enough to have the cash available to just outright purchase things like a car or a house, you still need good credit for other things besides loans. Why, you may ask? Well, for example, when getting utilities for your house, the utility company will check your credit score. If you have good credit, great, no problem, you get electric for your house. However, if your credit is poor, you may have to pay a deposit before they consider setting you up. That deposit is to ensure your reliability to pay month to month. A utility company offers you a monthly bill that acts as credit for your monthly usage. To them, it makes sense to understand their customer before making an agreement that you may not adhere to. And your credit doesn't stop at loans and utilities. It can also affect how much you pay for car and homeowner insurance. These companies check out your credit before determining your premiums for the year. You could be paying hundreds of dollars more in car insurance a year than necessary due to your credit. Did I just see a little gecko run around? Oh, and it can also affect whether or not you get a job. How crazy is that? Who knew? Well, you do now because I just told you. This is something that has become more common just in the past few years. The argument for it is that employers feel they can judge a person's responsibility based on their credit history. To them, having poor credit means you're not a very responsible person. This practice has had some controversy surrounding it, due to the fact that sometimes things just happen that are out of our control, that can affect our credit history and score. And I don't think it should be determined on whether or not you get a job. So now that you know what credit is and why it's so important, let's talk about ways for you to get your credit report and score. Annualcreditreport.com is a site you can go to get your credit information for free. Just follow the steps online, and you can get your information from all 3 credit bureaus. You can do this once a year, and it doesn't cost you a thing. However, it doesn't give you your credit score, only your credit history. To get your credit score, you can go to sites such as experian.com, transunion.com, and equifax.com. These sites do require a monthly fee in order to use their services, so just be aware of that. If you want to check your score and not have to pay a fee, and who doesn't, right? You can go to websites such as credit.com or creditkarma.com. We have personally used creditkarma.com and found it very informative. Some banks may also offer a credit monitoring system if you're a customer of theirs. Some of them may be for free, or some of them may require a fee to use. Also, many credit cards now have an option for you to view your score, but I'm not sure if you get to see your report or not. But there are options out there, and honestly, I would opt for one of the free services that are available out there. So it's very important to start building and maintaining a high credit score as soon as possible. In this day and age, it's so hard to get by without credit. Credit helps you in so many ways, such as being able to purchase a car, a house, getting you a loan, and even as simple as getting utilities for your house. Having good credit makes all of this easier and more affordable to obtain. And remember, you aren't immune to credit just because you have the cash available to pay for things. We know this isn't a very exciting subject to talk about, but it is a very important one. And hopefully we've done our best to try to explain to you why it's so important. Be sure to watch our next video in this credit how-to series, where we will discuss how to establish credit and start bettering your financial future.
I think they're gone now. See, I don't want Emily to screw it up for all of us by telling you what was going on here. You see, there's certain perks to having credit cards, okay? Like, you can get cash back rewards, frequent flyer miles, and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of bonuses. The thing is, though, is if everybody found out and everybody was making use of it, they'd probably cut us all off, okay? That's the problem with it. There's just too many choices, and there are too many things you could do with it. I know what you're thinking. You got an interest rate, they got that yearly fee. See, there's certain cards, though, that you can get that don't have that kind of stuff. I mean, mine's got an interest rate and everything, but I never have to pay for it. The credit card companies pay me to use their card, and I'm not paying them anything. I'm just paying for the things I need to have. It benefits us so much. Here's the trick, though, okay? You got to pay the statement balance every month. If you don't pay the statement balance, they get you. Because the moment you pay for that interest fee, you're going to end up losing money instead of gaining it. But you can't beat, what is it, like 1.5% cash back? I buy everything with my credit card, and they pay me to use it. How can you go wrong? We do silly things from time to time, but I take your self-improvement seriously, and you should too. It took me a while to put these videos together and keep them entertaining. If you enjoyed these videos, please like and subscribe. It may help other people reach this video. There may be lots of other people who never get to see these videos because of how small my YouTube channel is. It's very difficult to stand out on this platform. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, and it only takes a moment to create an account. I promise the only thing that you'll get from subscribing is seeing us here every week doing this same thing. Also, if you'd like to be notified when the next video comes out, click the bell button over here.